All right, troops, gather round and let's dive into the heart of Psalm 91, a powerful text that has echoed through the ages, resonating with warriors, leaders, and believers alike. Picture this: you're a knight preparing for battle, a soldier facing insurmountable odds, or be even just a young trainee facing the unknown challenges of military life. In those moments of fear and uncertainty, wouldn't it be comforting to know there's a force greater than yourself watching over you? Think of the famous Knights Templar, medieval warriors who charged into battle with a red cross emblazoned on their chests, believing their faith made them invincible. Or imagine the Filipino Katipuneros, who fought bravely against Spanish colonizers, drawing strength from their spiritual rituals and belief in a higher purpose. Even in modern times, soldiers from all walks of life carry tokens of faith into the heart of conflict, seeking solace and protection. Psalm 91 speaks to this universal human need for protection and guidance in the face of adversity. It promises shelter from the snare of the fowler, the deadly pestilence, and even the terror of the night. It speaks of divine intervention, of angels bearing you up on their hands, of trampling over lions and serpents. But this isn't just about blind faith. It's about finding strength in your beliefs, your values, your sense of duty. It's about trusting in something bigger than yourself, whether it's your faith, your country, or your fellow soldiers. So, as you embark on your military journey, remember the words of Psalm 91. Let them be your armor against fear and doubt, your shield against the chaos of the battlefield. Embrace the power of faith, the strength of unity, and the unwavering resolve to face any challenge that comes your way. Remember, you are not just a soldier. You are a warrior of light, a defender of freedom, a champion of a noble cause. And with the strength of your convictions and the guidance of a higher power, you can achieve greatness and leave a lasting legacy. Psalm 91. He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High, who abides in the shadow of the Almighty, will say to the Lord, my refuge and my fortress, my God, in whom I trust. For he will deliver you from the snare of the fowler, and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with his pinions, and under his wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness is a shield and buckler. You will not fear the terror of the night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that stalks in darkness, nor the destruction that wastes at noonday. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. You will only look with your eyes, and see the recompense of the wicked, because you have made the Lord your refuge, the Most High your habitation. No evil shall befall you, no scourge come near your tent, for he will give his angels charge of you, to guard you in all your ways. On their hands they will bear you up, lest you dash your foot against a stone. You will tread on the lion and the adder, the young lion and the serpent you will trample underfoot. Because he cleaves to me in love, I will deliver him. I will protect him, because he knows my name. When he calls to me, I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will rescue him and honor him. With long life I will satisfy him, and show him my salvation. Let us discuss a powerful passage from Psalm 91. He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High, who abides in the shadow of the Almighty, will say to the Lord, my refuge and my fortress, my God, in whom I trust. Now, this isn't just some poetic verse meant for religious folks. This is a battle cry, a source of strength for warriors throughout history. Picture this: a soldier on the front lines, facing overwhelming odds, finding solace and courage in the belief that a higher power has their back. Think of the famous Knights Templar, medieval warriors who fought in the name of God, believing their faith made them invincible. Or consider the Japanese samurai, who lived by a strict code of honor called Bushido, which emphasized loyalty, courage, and a spiritual connection to their ancestors. Even in modern times, faith plays a significant role in the lives of many soldiers. During World War II, soldiers from various faiths carried their holy books into battle, seeking comfort and guidance. And let's not forget the stories of miraculous survival attributed to divine intervention, like the case of the Angel of Mins, where British soldiers claimed to have seen a heavenly figure protecting them during a fierce battle. Now, you might be wondering, what does this have to do with you? Well, whether you're a person of faith or not, this psalm speaks to a universal human need: the need for protection, guidance, and a source of strength in times of adversity. In the military, we face challenges that can seem insurmountable. We put our lives on the line for our country, for our comrades, for a cause greater than ourselves. And in those moments of fear and uncertainty, it's comforting to know that we're not alone. So, as you embark on your military journey, remember the words of Psalm 91. Seek refuge in your faith, your values, your sense of duty. Find strength in your comrades, your leaders, and the knowledge that you are fighting for a noble cause. And always remember, even when the odds seem stacked against you, you are never truly alone. You have the power within you to overcome any challenge, to rise above any obstacle, and to emerge victorious. Let's dive deeper into Psalm 91 and explore another powerful passage. For he will deliver you from the snare of the fowler and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with his pinions, and under his wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness is a shield and buckler. Now, this verse speaks of protection from various threats, both physical and spiritual. The snare of the fowler can be interpreted as the traps and schemes of the enemy, while the deadly pestilence refers to diseases and plagues. The imagery of being covered by pinions and finding refuge under wings evokes a sense of safety and security, like a chick protected by its mother hen. Throughout history, military forces have faced countless dangers, from enemy ambushes to deadly diseases. During the Crusades, European knights faced not only the swords of their Muslim adversaries, but also the ravages of diseases like dysentery and typhoid fever. In the American Civil War, more soldiers died from disease than from combat wounds. And in modern times, the threat of biological warfare remains a constant concern. But even in the face of such perils, the psalm offers a message of hope and protection. It reminds us that we are not alone in our struggles, that there is a higher power watching over us, shielding us from harm. In the military, we often rely on our training, our equipment, and our comrades to protect us. But the psalm reminds us that there is another layer of protection, a spiritual one, that can provide solace and strength in the face of danger. So, as you face the challenges of military life, remember the words of Psalm 91. Trust in your training, your equipment, and your comrades, but also seek refuge in your faith, your values, and your sense of duty. Remember, you are not alone. You have a higher power watching over you, guiding you, and protecting you from harm. Just as medieval knights wore armor for physical protection, let the words of this psalm be your spiritual armor, shielding you from fear and doubt. And just as ancient warriors carried shields and bucklers into battle, let your faith be your shield and buckler, protecting you from the snares of the enemy and the pestilence of despair. Remember, you are a warrior of light, a defender of justice, a champion of freedom. And with the protection and guidance of a higher power, you can overcome any obstacle and achieve victory, both on the battlefield and in life. Let's continue our journey through Psalm 91 and unpack another powerful verse. Ye will not fear the terror of the night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that stalks in darkness, nor the destruction that wastes at noonday. Now, this verse speaks directly to the fears and anxieties that every soldier faces, both on and off the battlefield. The terror of the night could refer to the fear of enemy attacks under the cover of darkness, a common tactic throughout history. Did you know that during the Vietnam War, the Viet Cong guerrillas were notorious for their night raids, exploiting the darkness to their advantage? The arrow that flies by day speaks to the dangers of open combat, where soldiers are exposed to projectiles and enemy fire. The longbow, a powerful weapon used by English archers during the 100 Years' War, could pierce armor and inflict devastating casualties from a distance. The pestilence that stalks in darkness and the destruction that wastes at noonday refer to the unseen threats of disease and disaster, which can strike at any time, day or night. During World War I, the Spanish flu pandemic swept through armies on both sides, claiming more lives than combat itself. But despite these terrifying realities, the psalm offers a message of reassurance and courage. It tells us that even in the face of overwhelming odds, we need not succumb to fear. Think of the 300 Spartans who held off a massive Persian army at Thermopylae. They knew they were outnumbered and outmatched, but they fought with unwavering courage, inspired by their belief in their cause and their unwavering trust in their training. Or consider the Filipino soldiers who fought bravely during the Battle of Bataan in World War II, enduring months of hardship and deprivation before finally succumbing to the Japanese forces. They knew they were facing a formidable enemy, but they fought with valor and determination, refusing to surrender their freedom. So, as you face the challenges of military life, remember the words of Psalm 91. Embrace courage in the face of fear, trust in your training and your comrades, and find strength in your faith and values. Remember, you are not alone. You have a higher power watching over you, guiding you, and protecting you. And with that knowledge, you can face any terror, any arrow, any pestilence, any destruction, with unwavering resolve. All right, troops, let's discuss another powerful verse from Psalm 9:1. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. You will only look with your eyes and see the recompense of the wicked. Now, this verse paints a vivid image of a battlefield where destruction and death are rampant. It speaks of 1,000 falling on one side and 10,000 on the other, a scene of utter chaos and carnage. This imagery is not far-fetched, as history is replete with battles where casualties numbered in the thousands. For instance, the Battle of Cannae in 16 BC saw the Carthaginians, led by Hannibal, inflict a devastating defeat on the Romans, with an estimated 50,000 Roman soldiers perishing. But amidst this chaos, the psalm offers a message of protection and reassurance. It speaks of a divine shield that safeguards the righteous, even as those around them fall. This concept of divine protection is not unique to the Bible. In ancient Greece, soldiers would often pray to Ares, the god of war, for protection in battle. Similarly, in Norse mythology, the Valkyries were believed to choose which warriors would live and die in battle. The verse also speaks of witnessing the recompense of the wicked, suggesting that those who do evil will ultimately face justice. This theme of divine retribution is common in many religious and philosophical traditions. In the Hindu epic Mahabharata, the righteous Pandavas ultimately triumph over the wicked Kauravas, despite being vastly outnumbered. Now, you might be wondering, what does this have to do with you? Well, as future soldiers, you will face dangers and challenges that could put your lives at risk. You may witness the horrors of war and see comrades fall in battle. But this psalm reminds you that even in the darkest of times, there is hope. It tells you that you are not alone, that there is a higher power watching over you. It encourages you to trust in your training, your instincts, and your comrades. And it reminds you that those who fight for justice and righteousness will ultimately prevail. So, as you prepare for your military service, take comfort in the words of Psalm 91. Remember that you are part of a greater cause, a force for good in the world, and trust that even when surrounded by danger, you are protected and guided by a higher power. Let's discuss another powerful passage from Psalm 9:1: because you have made the Lord your refuge, the Most High your habitation. No evil shall befall you, no scourge come near your tent. For he will give his angels charge of you to guard you in all your ways. This verse emphasizes the importance of faith and trust in a higher power, highlighting the protection and guidance that comes from making the Lord your refuge and habitation. The imagery of a tent represents a place of safety and security, a sanctuary from the dangers of the outside world. Throughout history, soldiers have often sought solace and strength in their faith, believing that a higher power watches over them and protects them from harm. In medieval Europe, knights would often pray before battle, seeking divine protection and guidance. Did you know that during the Crusades, the Knights Templar, a powerful military order, wore white mantles with a red cross as a symbol of their faith and devotion to God? In the Philippines, the Katipuneros, a secret revolutionary society that fought for independence from Spain, had its own set of spiritual beliefs and rituals. They believed that their struggle was divinely ordained and that God would protect them in their fight for freedom. This verse also speaks of angels being charged with guarding and protecting the faithful. In many cultures, angels are seen as messengers of God, tasked with guiding and protecting humanity. In Islam, for example, angels are believed to record every person's deeds and to intercede on their behalf on the Day of Judgment. The idea of angelic protection is also present in other religions, such as Christianity and Judaism. During World War II, many soldiers carried pocket Bibles or other religious texts with them, believing that they offered protection from harm. Some even reported seeing angelic figures on the battlefield, offering comfort and guidance. Now, you might be wondering, what does this have to do with you? Well, as future soldiers, you will face dangers and challenges that could put your lives at risk. You will be called upon to make difficult decisions and to act with courage and conviction. But this psalm reminds you that you are not alone. It tells you that if you put your trust in a higher power, you will be protected and guided. It encourages you to seek refuge in your faith, your values, and your sense of duty. And it reminds you that even in the face of adversity, you can find strength and comfort in the knowledge that you are not alone. So, as you prepare for your military service, remember the words of Psalm 91. Make the Lord your refuge and your habitation. Trust in His protection and guidance, and let your faith be a source of strength and courage as you face the challenges that lie ahead. Let's discuss the final verses of Psalm 91. On their hands they will bear you up, lest you dash your foot against a stone. You will tread on the lion and the adder, the young lion and the serpent you will trample underfoot. Because he cleaves to me in love, I will deliver him. I will protect him, because he knows my name. This passage evokes a powerful image of divine protection and guidance. The idea of being carried on the hands of angels, lest one stumble, speaks to the belief that a higher power is actively watching over and guiding those who trust in them. In ancient Egypt, the goddess Isis was often depicted with wings outstretched, symbolizing her protective role over her followers. The verse also speaks of treading on dangerous creatures like lions and serpents, symbolizing the ability to overcome obstacles and enemies with divine assistance. This imagery resonates with many cultures throughout history. In ancient Greece, the hero Hercules was known for his strength and ability to overcome monstrous creatures, often attributed to the favor of the gods. The final lines emphasize the importance of a personal relationship with God, stating that those who cleave to me in love will be delivered and protected. This concept of a reciprocal relationship between the divine and the faithful is common in many religious traditions. In Hinduism, the concept of bhakti, or devotional love for God, is considered a path to liberation and salvation. Now, you might be wondering, what does this have to do with you? Well, as future soldiers, you will face dangers and challenges that could put your lives at risk. You will be called upon to make difficult decisions and to act with courage and conviction. But this psalm reminds you that you are not alone. It tells you that if you trust in a higher power, you will be protected and guided. It encourages you to seek refuge in your faith, your values, and your sense of duty. And it reminds you that even in the face of adversity, you can find strength and comfort in the knowledge that you are not alone. Think of Joan of Arc, the French peasant girl who led her country's army to victory against the English during the 100 Years' War. She believed she was guided by divine voices, and her unwavering faith inspired her troops to fight with courage and determination. Or consider the Gurkhas, Nepalese soldiers who have served in the British Army for over 200 years. They are known for their bravery and ferocity in battle, but also for their deep faith and devotion to their traditions. They believe that their gods watch over them and protect them in combat. So, as you prepare for your military service, remember the words of Psalm 91. Make the Lord your refuge and your habitation. Trust in His protection and guidance, and let your faith be a source of strength and courage as you face the challenges that lie ahead. Let's complete our exploration of Psalm 91 with this final, powerful passage. When calls to me, I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will rescue him and honor him. With long life I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. This verse offers a profound promise of divine presence, rescue, and honor in the face of trouble. It emphasizes the importance of calling upon a higher power for help and guidance, assuring that such calls will not go unanswered. This concept of a personal relationship with God, where one can call out for help and receive it, is central to many religious traditions. In ancient Israel, King David, a warrior and poet, often called upon God for guidance and protection in battle. Did you know that David, as a young shepherd, defeated the Philistine giant Goliath with only a sling and a stone, attributing his victory to divine intervention? During the Middle Ages, knights would often pray before battle, seeking divine assistance and protection. Joan of Arc, a French peasant girl who led her country's army to victory during the 100 Years' War, claimed to hear voices from God guiding her actions. Even in modern times, soldiers often turn to their faith in times of crisis. During World War II, many soldiers carried pocket Bibles or other religious texts with them, believing that they offered protection and comfort. In the Vietnam War, some soldiers reported experiencing moments of divine intervention, such as miraculous escapes from danger or a sudden sense of calm in the midst of chaos. The psalm also promises that those who call upon God will be rescued and honored. This can be interpreted as a promise of both physical and spiritual salvation. In ancient Egypt, the pharaohs were believed to be divine beings who would be resurrected after death and ascend to the heavens. Similarly, in many cultures, fallen warriors were often honored, with elaborate funerals and rituals signifying their passage into the afterlife. In the Philippines, the concept of bayani, or hero, holds a special significance. These are individuals who have sacrificed their lives for their country and are revered for their courage, patriotism, and selflessness. Examples include José Rizal, Andrés Bonifacio, and Gregorio del Pilar, all of whom fought for Philippine independence and are now considered national heroes. The final line of the verse speaks of being satisfied with long life and shown salvation. This can be interpreted as a promise of both earthly blessings and eternal life. In many religious traditions, those who live a righteous life are promised a reward in the afterlife, whether it be paradise, nirvana, or reunification with the divine. So, as you embark on your military journey, remember the words of Psalm 91. Call upon your faith in times of trouble, and trust that your prayers will be answered. Seek guidance and protection from a higher power, and let your service be a testament to your devotion and courage. Remember, you are not alone. You have a higher purpose, a greater mission, and with faith, courage, and determination, you can achieve greatness and leave a lasting legacy. As we conclude our exploration of Psalm 91, let's recap the powerful lessons we've uncovered today. We've journeyed through the verses, witnessing how faith has empowered warriors. Throughout history, from the Knights Templar to the Filipino Katipuneros, we've seen how the psalm promises protection from both physical dangers, like the snare of the fowler and the deadly pestilence, as well as the unseen terrors of the night and the anxieties of the day. We've learned that this psalm isn't just about blind faith, but about finding strength in something greater than ourselves, whether it be our faith, our values, our sense of duty, or our country. It's about trusting in that higher power to guide us through the darkest of times, just as King David, Joan of Arc, and countless other heroes throughout history have done. But the true power of Psalm 91 lies not just in the promise of protection, but in the call to action. It challenges us to be brave, to be righteous, to stand up for what we believe in, even in the face of overwhelming odds. It reminds us that we are not alone in our struggles, that we have a higher purpose, and that our actions have the power to shape the world around us. So, as you embark on your military journey, carry the words of Psalm 91 in your hearts. Let them be your guiding light, your source of strength, your unwavering belief in the face of adversity. Remember, you are not just soldiers. You are the protectors of our nation, the defenders of freedom, the champions of a brighter future. Go forth with courage, with conviction, with unwavering faith in your mission and in yourselves. And may the spirit of Psalm 91 guide you every step of the way, as you serve our country with honor, valor, and unwavering dedication.